sign right there. That's an old scrape that got hit by one buck or many different bucks last year, so much that it's still noticeable this year. Welcome back to Northern Hillbilly Adventures. In this video, it's all about sign, such as this right here. So in my last video, I told y'all how to find a spot at your house through aerial maps to start with. I told you this is my new lease that I got this year, that I found this spot on the aerial map at my house and I came here. And within my truck's 50 feet over there, within 50 feet, I already found great sign already. Not to mention I got a nice, little short two foot high fence edge with a nice beautiful field. And obviously we all know deer love fence edges and they love fields also. So now that you're at that spot that you found on the aerial map, you want to come in and you want to find the sign. You come in here, you want to look for your scrapes, your old rubs. You want to try to find, trails that are so beat up that, it's super thick, but it looks like somebody literally came in there with hedges or something and cut it, and it looks like a little tunnel going through there. You want to go, find your edges of habitats and see the trails beat down to the dirt coming through. And a lot of times when people are starting at a new spot, it's going to be before the season. It's going to be like during the summer or whatnot. And sign can be hard to find there that time. The reason is, like down in South Carolina, we'll have like an entire month where it doesn't rain, and a 200-pound buck can't even make a track. So you'll get to a place and you're like, I ain't seeing no tracks, I ain't seeing nothing. So that's when old sign is key, such as this scrape right here. Look, seeing this scrape here, I know already that there's a nice buck, or there's multiple bucks that are in this area that love to be in this area, because they hit this scrape so much last year. They were here so much last year that they're going to be here again. They very rarely ever change their patterns and stuff like that. Now, obviously, during like the rut, they'll change their patterns, and late season they will. But their home ranges, they will always go back to them. Always, always, always go back to their home ranges. And where this is at on the edge of as you can see, I'm on a boundary road here, and it got a nice little 2-foot high fence there. And the bucks, their home areas are going to be small. And this could be, because of where this is at, this could be just a boundary scrape that was hit over and over and over again by a buck, just refreshing it and refreshing and refreshing it and saying, hey, I'm the boy, I'm the big boy around here. This is my area, stay out of it. But like I said, don't overlook the old sign, especially whenever you're like looking at it during the summertime. Now, obviously, depending on what time of the year you're going to scout and you're going to go look, because some people get permission for properties or new leases early in the year, or some get it during the summer, or some get it right at the beginning of the season. Now, like here in South Carolina, August 15th is our opening day. I know some of y'all are like, man, I wish I had that. It's pretty nice, don't get me wrong. We get to kill velvet bucks, but it's extremely hot and extremely humid. But during that time, if you're scouting around that time, you might find some fresh sign, like from the bucks rubbing their velvet off, or once they rub their velvet off and they get hard horned, they're going to start making their boundary scrape. You can find a fresh scrape and stuff like that. So depending on what time of the year is, you might find some fresh sign, but don't ever look over the old sign. Like, I've been in here and I've already found my spot where I'm going to put up a stand, and I've already found a ton of sign here. I found many old rubs, many old scrapes, And I know by looking at the aerial map, I had a, what I found was I had a perfect little funnel that came in to 3 edges of different habitats. And like I said in my last video, edges of habitats, deer love them. They love them, they love them, they love them. Just like this is the edge. You know, you can see they're marking it up. They love it. They love it, they love it, they love it. So I found a funnel that came into the edges of 3 different habitats. And the way it is, the funnel came down here, habitat here, habitat here, habitat here. And the road to get into there, is back over here. So I found a perfect setup where the funnel comes in, the funnel comes in here to the different habitats. It's hard, tall standing pines, which is a little bit too open for them to bed in, but they will definitely walk through. And then the road to get there is over here. So like it's gonna be in later videos of the topic of getting to and from your stand, which is extremely highly important. I know I can get from that road, walk through those tall pines, and get to my stand without bothering any of the deer out of their bedding areas or where they're gonna want to be. But get to that area, get in there, and once you get to the area that you want to start at, look. And just because you find one scrape and one rub or one nice trail, don't just stop there. Keep looking in that area. Don't, like I said before, don't walk the entire property, but that one area, keep looking, because you can find sign over here. That's great sign. You're like, oh, I want to set up on that. But then you walk 50 yards and you find sign galore. And sometimes, and I've seen this so many times, that a difference of 50 to 75 yards of moving your stand makes all the difference in the world. It makes all the difference in the world. So get out there to the spot that you found and check it out. Find your scrapes. Find your food sources like your oak trees, your wild berries, your bushes that will produce berries. Here's fields, the grass fields that they're going to eat on. Find your edges of habitats. Find your beat down trails. And remember, especially with trails, you have your doe trails, you have your buck trails, and you have your community trails. So you have doe trails those are extreme creatures of habit, and they'll take that same trail over and over and over and over again, and that trail will be beat down to the dirt. Where a buck, for whatever reason, they will take that trail, but they'll make their own trail, and which we all call buck trail. And it'll be noticeable, but it'll look like it's hardly ever used. That's the ones that you really want to focus on, because that's your bucks. Now, if you find a good doe trail that's beat down, and in another 10 yards you find a decent trail that's used just a little bit, and it's your buck trail, you're in a good area, especially if it's on a funnel, or especially if it's coming out of one habitat going into another habitat. And then you find you have food right there, you find scrapes and rubs right there, and you find all your sign, and you just put it all together, and and then the next thing you got to do is figure out exactly where to put your tree stand at to get in and out and without bothering them, and putting it in the right place so you can get your shots on them and things like that. So look for your old sign, look for your fresh sign, your foods, your different habitats, your edges, your funnels, your old rubs, your old scrapes. Look for all that. Look for your bedding areas. This time of the year, like especially the beginning of the season, especially down south where the seasons open up a little bit earlier, your bedding areas are going to be huge, because your does are going to pay more attention to your bedding areas, because that's where they're going to keep their fawns at, and things like that. And then early in the season, your small bucks are be with your does, and then your big bucks are going to be bachelored up, but they're all going to be in the bedding areas and things like that. So find all your sign, put them together, look at your aerial maps, and figure out exactly where you got to be. And you put all your sign together, I promise you, you will get the deer, or you will get that big buck. And vice versa, if you go to an area and for whatever reason you're not seeing any sign whatsoever, no old scrapes, no old rubs, no hardly any trails, stuff like that, then that tells you you're not in the right spot. To start over somewhere else. So sign is key, obviously, and I know this is kind of one of the more basic things when it comes to hunting about sign. Everybody knows they need to find a sign, but do that. Find your sign and put it all together. And every single step of hunting is a clue. Like you've always heard, it's a chess game. So this sign, that aerial map, what the old timers that have hunted a place before tell you, and things like that. Everything is a key. Everything is a piece to the puzzle. That the more pieces of that puzzle you get, the better you're going to be, and the more successful you're going to be. So find your spots, find your signs, and put them all together. And I promise you, you will be successful. Until next time, God bless you. Please like, subscribe, and comment. Like I always say, I want to hear from y'all. I really want to hear from y'all. Tell me if you want to see other videos. Tell me, ask me questions, things like that, because like I already told you before, I'm doing this to try to help as many people as I can. And helping as many people as I can is what I want to do and what I find joy in. I'm at that point in my life where, yes, I want to keep harvesting deer and turkeys and pigs and bear and elk and all that. But to see new guys, even old veteran hunters, or new hunters, everything, to help them all out, that's really what I want to do. So please like, comment, subscribe so I can keep getting more videos out to more people. Because we all know with YouTube, it's an algorithm thing, and the more subscribers I have, they'll say, oh, let's get this video out there. And the more people that can see my videos, the more people I can help. And that's truly, truly what I dream to do, is to help more people. So until next time, God bless y'all. And remember, you always get out of it what you're willing to put in it. Take care.